Good afternoon and welcome to Icu Tv Lunchtime News. We take a look at the stories making headlines. Two trucks in Kafue district drivers. Two trucks collide in Kafue district. Drivers injured. EMC urges stronger support in fight against malaria. Government commences payments of mobile registration officers' outstanding dues. In international news, Trump hails Gaza ceasefire in historic address to Israel parliament. In sports news, government holds funding to Chipolopolo demands justification from fans over poor performance. With the news details, my name is Natasha Nyendwa. Two trucks were involved in a road traffic accident near Kafi's area in Kafue town. The collision occurred between a Hino truck registered ANB 701 coming from Lusaka and a Volvo truck registered BAV 1946 heading from the southern direction. Both drivers sustained injuries and were taken to Kafue General Hospital. Preliminary accounts suggest the Hino truck may have lost its brakes. Police have launched investigation into the cause of the accident. The End Malaria Council (EMC) is calling for increased support towards malaria elimination ahead of its fundraising golf tournament scheduled for 17 October 2025 at State Halts Golf Course. EMC advocate and communications chairperson Malcolm Chabala says the event's themed Swing, Score, Save Lives aims to raise 5 million kwacha for malaria control efforts. President Hakainde Hichilema is expected to grace the tournament. The event has already attracted major corporate sponsors including Wonderful Group, anchor sponsor, FQML, Vuma Barada, Gatsbo International, Bayer and Zambia Airways. The tournament will run from 7 hours to 16 hours.
Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. This is more than a tournament, it is a national call to action. So we are proud to acknowledge the early leadership of our anchor sponsor, the wonderful group of companies, our platinum sponsors, First Quantum Minerals Limited, and Mvuma Baranda, and gold sponsor, who's present with us here today, Cadro, and our committed partners, Bayer and Zambia Airways. Their support in saving lives The support is saving lives and setting an example for others to follow. So we therefore hope that through this press briefing, other corporates will be inspired to join the fight. So today we renew our call to all sectors to join us and partner with us and stand with us. By participating in this event, your organization will contribute directly to saving lives and ending malaria in Zambia, align with the presidentially endorsed initiative of national importance, and demonstrate leadership in corporate social responsibility, and be recognized among Zambia's foremost institutions committed to public health, and obviously network with high-level decision makers and change makers at the event. So on behalf of the End Malaria Council and our patron, the Republican President, we warmly invite your organization to be part of this historic event. To partner with us, please contact our End Malaria Fund Chair, Mr. Peter Cotton, on 0973 092263. 0973 092263, or Justin at the End Malaria Secretariat.
The Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security has started releasing overdue payments to officers who took part in the second phase of Zambia's inaugural nationwide mobile registration exercise conducted between April and July this year. In a statement, Principal Public Relations Officer Mr. Mwala Kalaluka confirmed that the Department of International Registration, Passports and Citizenship, working with the Ministry of Finance, is overseeing the payment process. Initial disbursements began on Monday, with full payments expected once process is complete. The delay in settling Phase 2 payment was attributed to challenges in transitioning from cash-based fields payments to the Integrated Financial Management Information System (IFMIS), as well as issues related to incorrect banking details submitted by some officers. The ministry has reaffirmed its commitment to ensure all officers are paid in full and pledged to continue addressing any remaining concerns through open communication and accountability.
The Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security, through the Department of National Registration, Passport and Citizenship, has commenced the disbursement of outstanding payments to all the officers who recently took part in Phase 2 of the first ever countrywide mobile registration exercise. The DNRPC, working with the Ministry of Finance and National Planning, commenced the partial disbursements of the outstanding Phase 2 payments into all the submitted bank accounts on Monday morning, with the total liquidation of the outstanding payments expected shortly. The government, between April 10 and July 10 this year, undertook the first ever countrywide mobile registration exercise targeting 3.5 million eligible Zambians in all the 156 constituencies of the country in a two-phase manner. Whilst outstanding payments for the first phase of the 3 months nationwide mobile registration exercise have substantially been paid out to the respective officers through the Integrated Financial Management Information System (IFMIS), payments for the second phase remained outstanding despite the exercise having concluded in July this year. The change of the payment mode from cash handouts in the field during previous mobile exercises to IFMIS caused a slight delay in conclusively paying out the mobile registration arrears in both the first and second phases, as accounts had to be created for those officers who are not employees of the Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security. Additionally, some officers had submitted wrong bank account details and they could therefore not be paid timely until we made a decision to personally request them to resubmit the correct bank details, a process that took time to resolve. In the meantime, the Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security fully commits to continue addressing any concerns on the outstanding payments for all the mobile registration officers while being guided by the core values of transparency and accountability until everyone has received their well-deserved dues.
Education Minister Douglas Yakalima has hailed Zambia's free education policy as a key drive to sustainable development, citing increased school enrollment and teacher recruitment as major milestones. He said this when a 6-member delegation from Liberia visited his office in Lusaka on a 5-day benchmarking tournament focused on Zambia's teacher management system. Over 2.3 million children have returned to school since 2021, with more than 40,000 teachers recruited. The Liberian team, led by Deputy Minister Amos Fully, expressed appreciation for Zambia's openness and emphasized the importance of collaborations towards achieving African continental education goals. We take a break. Coming up in sports and international news, Trump hails Gaza ceasefire in historical address to Israel Parliament. Government halts funding for Chipolopolo, demanding justification from FAS over poor performance. Stay tuned.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Thank you for staying with us. Now in international news. US President Donald Trump has told Israel lawmakers that the long and painful nightmare is finally over following a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. In a historical speech to Knesset, the first by a US president since 2008, Trump celebrated the release of the last 20 Israel hostages and the return of over 1,700 detained Palestinians as a return point of a peace in the Middle East. The president, introduced by Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, described the ceasefire as the most challenging breakthrough ever and signaled its next focus would be ending the war in Ukraine. We take a break. Coming up in sports news.
Hello, the Information and Communications University, ICU. What comes to your mind when you hear of this name? Is it the beautifully architectured infrastructure at our campus? Or is it the amazing students that are always performing well in their fields? My name is Zimba Emmanuel, and I present to you Alumni Chronicles, a program that gets to look at all students that have passed through the corridors of ICU and are making an impact in society today. Join me every week as I sit down with former students and get to listen to them, what they have to say about life after they've been through the university. Remember, it's ICU TV every week.
Welcome back. We take a look at sports news. The Zambia national football team is facing a major crisis after the government held funding for the team due to poor performance. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Art has given the Football Association of Zambia just 7 days to justify why they should continue receiving financial support. The move comes after the team's disappointing performance in recent international engagements. Our staffer Stephen Mwape gives us more details.
The Zambia national soccer team is facing a major crisis. The government has halted funding for the team, citing poor performance and lack of accountability. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts has given the Football Association of Zambia FAZ just 7 days to justify why they should continue receiving financial support. According to the ministry, despite the country's tight fiscal situation, the government has been shouldering the cost of the national team, including Coach Avram Grant's salary, player bonuses, accommodation, and air travel. But with the team's recent poor run of results, the ministry is demanding answers. FAZ has been asked to explain how they are monitoring Grant's performance, ensuring he's delivering according to his contract, and what measures are in place to address the team's poor performance. The ministry has also warned that continued support will depend on FAZ's justification, emphasizing that transparency and accountability in the use of public funds are paramount. The latter comes just a day after the Chipolopolo's 1-0 loss to Nigeria in the World Cup qualifier. With the clock ticking, FAZ must provide a credible roadmap to restore the team's competitiveness. The ball is in their court. Would the Football Association of Zambia be able to convince the government to continue their support? The world is watching. Stephen Chisenga Mwape, ICU TV Sports.
That sports item brings us to the end of the lunchtime news. But before we go, a quick recap of the stories that made headlines. Two trucks collide in Kafue district, 2 drivers injured. EMC urges stronger support in fight against malaria. Government commences payments of mobile registration officers' outstanding dues. In international news, Trump hails Gaza ceasefire in historical address to Israel Parliament. In sports news, government halts funding to Chipolopolo, demanding justification from FAZ over poor performance. Thank you for watching and do join us for the main news at 20 hours.